We had mentioned in the timeline for the county. We'll hopefully approve on 10/8, which will be submitted to the county on 10/9. Your meeting is on 10/15. You've mentioned a 60-day window for their decision.
So, great question. And apologies if I skipped over that specifically. 60 days is the maximum. They have every ability and every discretion to compress that timeline as much as possible. I've seen decisions for authorizing bodies related to hearing and decision in the same board meeting, 10 days after submission. So I have been in contact with the county staff. Again, no authority on either side at this point to make a decision, but because they know us, because they know our charter, they don't believe it will take the entire 60 days, and they also understand the value of having the board that approved us and the board that renews us. They're, at least have given me assurances that they believe at this point they will be able to, even with that tight timeline on October 9th, make it happen.
Okay, because their next meeting, I think, is the first week of November.
It's November 5th.
November 5th, so it would most likely be October 15th, November 5th, and hopefully then we've got our check on for one.
That's the goal. And again, it's ultimately up to the board, the county board. So, and a card board as well. Right.
We'll be here as long as anybody wants to be here. If there's a need for anybody to go catch the Giants games, feel free to do that. Or we will stay here as long as anybody wants to ask questions or give us input. But if there's no compelling need for, feel free. In other words, I don't want you to feel bad if you felt like you wanted to move on. But as long as anybody wants to ask questions or make comments, we'll be here. Yes, sir.
Okay, hello. The original charter, as it was written to include all stakeholders. And I believe that you two are very happy as to how the charter has been going. So my question is, why so many changes? And the changes that I see are concerning when, in fact, the new language as it's written takes away inclusion from the stakeholders. It doesn't increase inclusion. And for example, it's let's see here, the ad hoc committees. It was with the new charter, the members of the board of directors, they chose ad hoc committees. Now, as it's written, they've taken away that duty, and now the executive director gets to choose those committees. So the board is a representation of the community and the stakeholders. They no longer get to choose these different committees. It's all given to the executive director. Also, underneath the element 4, governance, under board composition and terms, I am wondering why this language was selected to include. I'll just read it. It says, under board composition and terms on page 116, the board directors shall consist of no less than 9 and no more than 10 directors, unless changed by amendments to the bylaws, and include the following stakeholder members. And then it describes the stakeholder members. Well, what was added is unless changed by amendments to the bylaws. So anytime the board can vote to change the bylaw, and let's just say they want to exclude at-large representatives, they can do that. As it's written here, they can do that easily. That language was not in the original charter. There's many, many more that I can, say here as examples that I'm concerned about. I did want to ask you, Neil, I've heard a rumor that you you're going to submit a couple of charters. Is that good?
You want me to answer all the questions or just that one?
Excuse me?
You want me to answer just that one or the other questions too? I'll start with that one. My charter organizations or other charter petitions has nothing to do with Clayton Valley. I don't think this is the forum to talk about it. For the record, I am excited about charter growth and more charter opportunities for our community and for the greater region of Contra Costa. So I'm happy about opportunities like that and happy to be involved in them.
Okay, that's
But
not-
back to
but we could-
address your other.
Sure, go ahead.
The first point, the intent was never to exclude stakeholders. We're not trying to minimize inclusion, as I said in our presentation. It's just a clarification of the governance structure. And I'm sure that Dave has the same opinion. And in terms of specific language in the governance section, if you want to send us an email, any specific questions about this language or that language, or make a recommendation, I'm happy to pass that on.
Yeah, definitely will. Back to the charters that have been submitted by you. To me, I mean, it opens up my eyes, and there's a concern of conflict of interest. I mean, you were the main person that was in charge of changing the language, along with Mr. Lindsay, of course, but you were the head man. So to me, that seems like a conflict of interest.